Okay, guys, I am live. Kind of slow because I've never done a live video before. So, kind of learning here. I got to figure out how to show the chat when it comes up. What is this? Maybe it just starts coming up on the screen. I see one person. Now, if you say something, maybe I can tell if I'm seeing the chat. Maybe. Close that. Anyway, I am just on here kind of doing an update on what I've been doing lately. The CRF300L, as you can see, Race Tech. So I went ahead and done a Race Tech spring update on this. I installed the Race Tech spring in here. Hopefully that's going to make a big difference. I'm actually changing the oil right now. I'm out here in the building and I'm changing the oil. So if somebody comments, there we go. Hello, how are you? Oh, CRF only. Good, doing good. Actually been hot today. I've been working on these springs, installing them, and then I got done with that and I'm actually changing the oil on the CRF300L. I made a video on the springs so you guys will be able to see that before long when I get it uploaded. But anyway, it's not too bad out here now. It's like probably 82 or 3 degrees. But just wanted to do a live video to kind of just get some practice of doing live videos because I've never done one before. So I guess, does my audio sound okay? Because it's just the iPhone is all it is. If somebody had comment and let me know how the audio sounds. So as far as the 300L, I've been trying to get everything fixed up so I can go on a big adventure trip. I want to do the Arizona BDR. And I've done a lot of things like adding the tires on here. Good, thank you. So it says it sounds good. I've done the tubeless conversion also on these tires. And so far they've been great. They've been holding up good. As good as tubes, you know, because even when I had tubes in here, my tires would still lose air. You know, after a few weeks and you check your tires, they'll be down. It's no different than the tubeless. Pretty much the same thing. But yeah, got the Race Tech spring in here, made a video of it. If anybody has a CRF300L and wants to do the Race Tech spring, it's actually not that expensive. It's like maybe 125 bucks for the spring kit, and it adds a spring to this left side. The right side, it don't add a spring. Now what I did was, instead of just putting the spring in, I went ahead and took both forks off because I wanted to change the fluid, and I put the Maxima 15 weight in it, because normally it comes with 10 weight, which is what I drained out of there. And I put in the Maxima 15 weight, so hopefully that'll help. Hey, Shy Mai. I guess that's what that says. Shy Mai, what's up? But otherwise, it's been doing good. So I can tell a difference just by setting this thing off the stand and pushing down on it. It's a huge difference in how the suspension is. It is so much better. Let's see who this is, Rock Fan. I've watched many of your videos. Thank you for clear videos showing how you work. Proud owner of a 2022 Honda Rally 300. Yeah, the Rallies, you know, they made the 250 Rally and the 300 Rally. I've never had a Rally. I've actually never even rode one or sat on one. I'd say they're just as good. It's just pretty much probably the preference in how you like the looks. The only reason I got one of these instead of the Rally was because I think this looks more like a dirt bike. And the Rally looks, I guess, more like a Rally. But Yeah. So, anybody have any questions? I've been doing lots of things on this, on the CT125, not so much on the Goldwing. Ain't really much you can do to a Goldwing, unless you want to add a bunch of chrome to it, and I don't want to do that. But just got this done, so there'll be a detailed video on this. So with the Race Tech kit, you get 4 washers, and one of them they tell you to put it, which this is upside down from when you're putting it. One of them you put the washer in first, then you put the spring, then you put the little collar that goes on a plastic collar. But if you want to be basically less sag, you can add more of those washers. They got 3 extras that you can add. I didn't, because I added the spring and then I put 15 weight oil in there, so I didn't add just the 1 washer in the bottom. Yeah, bottom. Sorry, it's not upside down. The bottom, down here. I put the washer in first and then the spring, and I only did 1 washer, but you get 4. Have you seen another company that does something different? I've never done anything but Race Tech. I put a Race Tech rear spring on here, which is an okay upgrade if you want something to hold up more weight. The Race Tech spring is, but the problem with adding a Race Tech spring, I've noticed, because that rear shock is valved for the stock spring, you put a stiffer spring on there, it kind of makes it bounce more. There's too much rebound because the spring is too stiff for the valving on the shock. So it's okay, but a shock would be better. I just can't afford a shock. Too expensive. And I've contacted Race Tech before, but that was been many, many years ago. So I ought to contact them again about a shock. I think it'd be pretty cool to have the shock. So I did update yesterday. I made a video of this camera. I put this Inov K7 camera on here. I did have the, what was it called? Yeah, I did have another dash cam on here, but I put the Inov K7 because I put it on the Goldwing and the video on it looked better. So I put the Inov K7 on here, front and rear, which is cool. Oh, my other one was a Thinkware M1 dash cam. But all is good. I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm changing the oil on the bike right now. It's actually draining right now. I'm not making a video of that because I've made plenty of video. Finger Aid, hello. How are you doing? You installed a Race Tech Enduro in the right and Olin's 95 kg in the left. Hardcore ride. So that probably makes it pretty stiff if you do that, because just adding this 1 spring here, it's a huge difference in how stiff it is. I hope it's not going to be too stiff out there in the desert, but we'll find out, because I do like the smooth ride. The CRF300L suspension is super soft, but that also translates to a super smooth ride out on the dirt roads. I don't know about if you taking rough stuff, because this thing here is horrible about, if I take it out at anything with sharp edged ledge rocks or anything with big dips, it'll bottom out. You know, I'm 225, 230 pounds, and then if I put all my gear on here, it's a lot of weight, and this thing, it don't take nothing to bottom the front. Now the rear, after I put that spring on there, it's been good, other than it's bouncy, but it's been good. So hopefully this is gonna make a big difference. I haven't rode it yet. I actually just got done making the video and just fastened everything up, torqued everything, and put these decals on that come with it. Put those on, but you can see it's still actually on the stand from oil changing. So I do my oil changes every 3,000 miles. The manual says 8,000, but you can go that far if you want, but it seems like a lot. Miss my Missouri rides and Roaring River Adventures. Yeah, I know. A lot of people, I get so many questions about the Ozarks and moving here to Arizona. And I can't say that there ain't some things I miss about the Ozarks. I can say things that I don't miss about the Ozarks. So what I like about here is just the trails are just endless. Out from where I'm at, I just take off right here. It's dirt road. I can go hundreds of miles of dirt trails, dirt roads, over the mountains, back through the deserts, and course, this desert here, it's called desert, but it's really, to me, it don't seem like desert because it's so much green. But that's because it's high desert and we're like at 4,600 feet elevation. But I can go up to the mountains. I can just ride all day or days and never touch the same trail. I still go back on some of them that I rode 50 times and I find another one that I haven't been on. But in Missouri, I mean, you could ride down the paved road. You can go like down to Roaring River, and you can go up that one trail up through Roaring River. You can go to the National Forest there, and you can go a couple trails down, and they just go down a little ways in the end if there's not a gate. It's kind of irritating because we all pay our taxes in Missouri so we can use that land, but we're actually paying our taxes so they can buy gates and shut you off the land so you can't ride on it anyway. And it's just so limited. You got here, I've got forever. I can ride all the way up north through the Grand Canyon area, and I haven't been there yet, but I want to. I want to actually, that's why I'm getting all this ready. I want to go on the Arizona BDR and do the whole thing, and I got a buddy that lives up here close to Tucson. He's wanting to go with me, so hopefully he'll go with me. If not, I'll do it by myself, but I got all my camping gear, everything ready to load this thing down and go, but I'm waiting for it to cool down some. It's been low 90s here, but if you get up toward Tucson, because I'm in Sierra Vista, I can actually see the border pretty much from here. I can see the mountains in Mexico right over this way. Right back here is the Huachuca Mountains. But right over here, I can see the Mexico mountains, so the border's right there before the mountains. And if I go north up to Tucson, it's like 10 degrees hotter. Then you go up to Phoenix, it's like another 10 degrees hotter. It is so hot up there. Like how you do your own work. Yeah, actually right camera angle, but this thing's actually kind of crooked. Right now I can see it, the phone tilting. I've never done a live video, guys, so you have to bear with me because I don't know what I'm doing. And I try to do everything just down to earth as far as my videos. I'm not a pro at it or nothing. I've actually just worked on bikes ever since I was 9 years old, actually 8 years old, and rebuilt motors. I was rebuilding motors on bikes when I was 11 years old. When I was 11 years old, I actually pulled a motor out of a pickup by myself and replaced the motor at 11 years old. But I was working on lawnmowers, mini bikes, little Honda 50s, and I just always worked on them. So I'm not like a pro at it, but I just try to do my best. So in my videos, you may see something that's probably, I get corrected once in a while on some things, and that's okay. But what I do works. It's not like I do something that's going to hurt anything. If I did do something wrong, I might mention a torque spec wrong, or somebody says you should torque this and I don't torque it. And from where? Hi from Istanbul. Holy cow. I have an X Max, but I'm so curious about the CT125. Everybody's talking about the sweetness, but what are your cons so far? The CT125 is an awesome bike. I bought it. My son Scott has one. I bought the CT125 and it is just a blast. It's super small. Patagonia. Oh, Argentina. Okay, so there's a Patagonia right over here. Patagonia, Arizona. He's in Argentina. That's cool. So the CT125, the thing with the CT125 is, man, that thing, it's a great bike, but they missed the boat, I think, on the CT125 when they didn't put the high and low range. Back years ago, I had a CT110. It had the high and low range, and that thing, from what I remember, it would just go anywhere. Of course, it wasn't carrying a 225-pound rider either. But the CT125 is a great bike as long as you don't expect too much out of it. You don't expect to go out and ride with buddies that have dual sports like this, flying through stuff, because you won't keep up. I mean, on the roads here, I can get to 55 as long as there's not a headwind. If it's a headwind, I've been in the headwind, me and my son Scott, and if you're in a headwind blowing at you, you might slow down to 35, 40 miles an hour. It just ain't got no power. And same way out in the mountains. You get up in the mountains, and if you see on some of my videos, I've been up some of the mountains, and it just absolutely will power out, will not climb. I've been on them so steep that, you know, like on this, it's nothing. If you're brave enough, you can go up anything. But on the Trail 125, you'll just get up there and it'll stop, and you can even get off the bike, and it will not even pull itself out of its tracks on the hill. because it's just not enough power. But as far as fun, the Trail 125 is probably the most laughs and enjoyment I've had of any bike. It's really, really fun. Like I said, as long as you don't expect too much or you don't have to go too far on roads that are, 65-mile-an-hour roads, because it's just so slow, you kind of got to get over and let everybody go past you. But great little bike, it's comfortable. What else? I enjoyed your Goldwing camping adventures through the Smokies. Yeah, that was awesome. We want to do that again. Did you see? We made a series going over to California. We went to San Clemente. We went up to Big Bear. We actually camped up there in the mountains, closer to Big Bear. But that was an awesome trip. We met up with Kyle Bradshaw from Nelson Rigg. They came out and we roasted marshmallows and just had an awesome time on the Goldwing. Of course, we didn't take cricket this time because we figured going to the beach where we was at, they didn't allow dogs. And then we found out that some beaches do allow dogs. So we want to go on another trip. I'm not sure where yet on the Goldwing. As soon as it cools down a little bit, hook the trailer on and go. But the Goldwing trips are cool too. That's the problem with owning 3 bikes and you're making video. I have the Goldwing 300L and the CT125. You kind of got to split the time up between 3 bikes. And I don't ride the Goldwing near as much. What we got now? So how's your town of Sierra Vista? Is it thriving? I think you're right about the head going downhill, but now actually, I don't know much about it because I've only been here 2 years, but they're building lots of new businesses. They're adding in lots of new things. So that's cool. They're building new gas stations, new restaurants and stuff like that. So it looks like it's doing good. We just got all new asphalt through out Mosen Road and through Sierra Vista. I'm about 8 miles from town. I'm not in town anymore. I was when I first moved here. I stayed at my son Scott's in town. He owns a house in town, and then he bought a piece of property out here in the country. So we moved our RV, and we've been RV living ever since out here in the country, which is a whole lot better. It's nice and quiet. If you can see, it's dark right now, but the mountains is right there. So I have a view of the Huachuca Mountains, Carr Peak, and Ramsey, and all of them. It's a really cool view of the mountains. And actually, where we're at is 360-degree mountains. Mexico Mountains, I can see them right here. I can see the Mule Mountains, which is over by Bisbee. I can see the Dragoons, which is over by Tombstone, which is only a few miles of Tombstone to Bisbee. So we're in a pretty good location here. You're welcome for the response. I'm glad you're doing live streaming. I hope you do more live streams in the future. This is actually my first one, so I don't have a clue what to do. So I don't know if I turn this phone sideways, if I can see the chat. I can try it. You guys probably already know. Let's just take it off and turn it. No. Orientation locked. I don't know. Maybe you can't. So somebody it may know, because I've never done one before, so. But I didn't know if I could do. So we got 13 people in here. It's not like thousands like some people get, but I guess that's pretty good for an old country boy. So yeah, I hope to do more live streams in the future. This is actually my first one. I was just actually changing the oil. The wife was out here with Cricket sitting outside. She went in now, but I just got done doing the Race Tech Forks, and I thought I'll make a little YouTube short. And then I thought, no, let's just go ahead and try a live video, and if it don't turn out, it don't turn out. I can actually delete it after I get done recording it. But so I don't have no clue what I'm doing. Thank you for the help with the service tank. Totally awesome. Totally random question. Has the header pipe and your exhaust turned orange? Mine is just wondering. Well, mine actually turned, it's an orange dirt color. That's just because dirt and stuff, mud splashes off your tire up there on it and it burns off. And we'll do that. As long as it's not super clean and like turning blue or something, then you're too hot, but surely it ain't doing that. It actually just gets dirty, orangish brown. I think it's from the clay mud, running through the clay mud. It splashes up there and just burns off. And then eventually you can't clean that dirt off very good unless you supposed to take it off and scrub it with a wire brush or something. But no, if it's just turning that color and it's kind of dirty looking, it's fine. That's what they do. And mine is actually a 2021. I mentioned it a couple videos that it's 22 because I was thinking it was, but mine's a 21. It's the first CRF300L that came out. And I actually had this bike, known about it before anybody did in the United States, or most people. And if you see this headlight and stuff, this is the turn signals, the headlight and stuff, this fender, all this stuff is what is just now coming out on the 2025. And I was at this stuff, I had this, all these parts like 3 months before the 300L was even sent to the United States, because the guy in Thailand that I know sent me all this stuff from the factory. And to do all this, I had a new wiring harness put on it. The instrument cluster is different, the bracket for it, and that's because these, the way this light mounts, it mounts to the instrument cluster here different. So if you do it, you have to change the headlight, the shroud, the fender, wiring harness, lights. There was a whole bunch of stuff. And the deal was, he said, when you get this bike, we want you, before you show the videos, to, it was funny the way he said it, because we want you to put all this stuff on first before you show it. I thought that was kind of weird. If they're not going to come this way, why do it? But so I did. The night I got this, I brought it home. I hadn't rode it. I spent all night putting all this stuff on. And then I had a million questions. How did I get this kind of 300L in the United States? Which I didn't. Because they couldn't actually, I guess titling or something from Thailand is different. So anyway, it's been cool. My buddy has a 25 just across the road here. He has a 25 Randy that you've seen on my last videos, which now his looks just like mine pretty much. I'm about to pass up some. Thank you for the help with the, oh yeah, the service tank. Yeah, that service tank is awesome. I'm telling you, you guys want to upgrade. That is a good upgrade, especially if you're like me out here in the desert. 1.9 gallon or whatever this holds factory. You would think, well, that's 70 miles to the gallon or more. But you get out here in the desert, and I go out across down the border probably 80 miles. So I've used out a gallon of my gas, and the off-road actually burns more. I've used out a gallon of my gas. Well, I still got to get back. So it wasn't enough gas. This tank is a lifesaver. It's almost twice as much gas. And the install is actually not that bad if you just watch my video. I've done a few things different since the install, like I added this little nipple here on top, which is a valve. Instead of having the hose run down, this works a lot better, in my opinion, than having that stupid hose on there. Yeah, the Honda still looks new. You ought to see my son Kevin's. I mean, he has beat that thing to pieces. I told him the other day, I was like, you've only had that thing, mine's a 21, yours is a 24. You've only had it a couple years now, and you about beat it to pieces. I said, what do you plan on having when you get it paid off? I was like, he's like, yours looks new. Well, that's because I take care of it. It's the only thing. I just, every time I ride, as soon as I get back, I clean it up. If I scratch my side panel or a fender or something, I order a replacement. I just try to keep it looking good. You took the Trail 125 stock to Moab with a bunch of TW200s. TW200s would go a lot better than that Trail 125. Yeah, you could probably keep up if they're just putting, but it won't climb near as good. You know that, as the T-dubs. But it's a lot lighter weight. To me, it's more fun than a TW200. Oh, mine does that too. Now, the radiator fan I'm talking about coming on, you said your radiator fan comes on. Mine don't do it so much if I'm riding on a highway because you're getting lots of airflow through it. But if you're just putting around, just even on these back roads out here, the fan will kick in. That's good. You want it to kick in. If it ain't, there's a problem. Keeps it cool, especially if it's hot outside. In the winter, it ain't gonna kick on near as much. Oh, a short stretch at 70 mile an hour. I don't know if mine does that or not. I rode here a while back. We rode. I noticed it running. We was doing 65 for quite a ways, and we pulled into a parking lot. Me and Randy and my fan was running. So it got warming up with it being 91 or 2 degrees out here. It got warm enough that the fan did kick in. Check the radiator fluid. Make sure your reservoir tank, which is right under here, you can see the cap right here. Make sure that's at the line, and check your antifreeze and make sure that it's full. Yeah, exactly. Don't get very far on the stock tank, and the service tanks makes a huge difference. That's one of the number one upgrades. Not as far as protection, but as far as if you want to ride further, that tank is awesome. Woodzman is live. Yeah, I know. It's the first time ever. And you can see I'm kind of dumb about it because I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody's laughing at me yet. Even when it's 70, it will be on the whole time. You might check and just take it back to, is it pretty new? And see the year. Take it back to the shop and have them check it and make sure that I'm pretty sure it's got a thermostat in it. Make sure the thermostat is opening. But I wouldn't think it would run all the time when you're doing 70 because it's getting lots of air through it. Unless it's really hot out there where you're at, it might do it. Oh, it's a 23. Yeah, it's new enough. Yeah, you're probably out of warranty, so. And I guarantee you them shops will rip you off. If it's not getting hot, so hot that it's running over the fluid, the radiator fluid, antifreeze, if it's not spewing over or nothing, I'd say you don't have no problem. It's just the fan kicking in and running. Because if it gets too hot, it's going to start blowing antifreeze out of there. When it does that, I wouldn't want to be riding it then. You need to do something. Replace your coolant with engine ice. Yeah, and I've never done that. I've just had the factory in here. Same way with my 250Ls. My friend Blake that had the 250L, if you guys remember him, he had a 250L and he put engine ice in there. He said it made a big difference. I don't know if that's true. But I actually need to, I noticed mine's a little bit low when I had this off, and then I forgot I was going to go ahead and put some in it, so I'm changing oil now, so I'll probably add some, but I may try some engine ice. She ain't blowing fluid out. Oh, you're thinking about switching to engine ice. Okay, the other guy did do engine ice, you haven't. Yeah, try that engine ice and comment on one of my videos and see if that helps the problem. Because if it does, I'd like to try it in mine. Like I said, Blake has tried it. He said it worked better on his. But I've never tried it at all. If anybody else has tried it, they can chime in here and say something. But, so, anyway, I'm trying to get this thing ready, as I said, to go do the Arizona BDR, and a buddy up here, he's trying to get his bike ready. He's ready. He's bought a tent, the same tent I have. So we're going to pack tents, and we're not going to hotels or none of that. I'm not a hotel guy. I'm a out in the woods camping guy. So I'm wanting to wait till it cools down a little bit because I know when I get up north, it's going to be super hot. Down here, southern Arizona, yeah, it gets up to 100 degrees, but it ain't bad because it's low humidity. In Missouri, it still get 100 degrees and you sweat like a pig, even in the shade. Here, like out here at night, and when it turns dark like it is now, it cools down and it feels nice out here. You can sit out every evening, it's wonderful. In Missouri, you sit out even in the evening and you sweat like crazy, and you have all the mosquitoes. So we don't have as many bugs here until monsoon season, which it is monsoon season now. Like in Missouri, the ticks, I don't know if there's ticks here or not, but I've never seen a tick yet in 2 years. I had a friend say, well, you got rattlesnakes and stuff out there. Well, yeah, we got rattlesnakes here, but I seen more copperheads in Missouri in 2 years than I ever seen rattlesnakes here. I actually just killed a rattlesnake. I know you're not supposed to kill them, supposedly, but it got underneath the lawnmower. I couldn't help it. That's what happens. So, anyway, I'm probably going to hop off here pretty quick. Go ahead and finish my oil change up and get back in the house. I've been out here pretty much all day, piddling around off and on, doing the fork seals and everything. Good seeing you, Eric. Stay safe, brother. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys, finish my oil change up, get back in the house. But this is my first live video, so as I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. You remember Blake? Yeah, he was a fun dude. It was always fun going riding with Blake. I remember going out in the woods, if you remember my videos, and the spider webs in Missouri, and the spider webs are everywhere. And old Blake, I'd put him out front, and I said, everybody needs a Blake, because he's like, that's why you let me in front, to catch all the spider webs. I'm like, heck yeah, you make a clear path for me. But Blake was fun. And Blake's a cop now. I don't even think, he may own a crotch rocket, but I don't think he owns a DSport. He sold his 250L. Yep, I'll try to do more lives. This is my first one, so now that I'm not as afraid to do it, never done one before, this looks like people's dropping off. They're getting bored with me. It happens. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here, finish my oil change. Thank you all for watching. And like I said, this video, these Race Tech Force, will be out maybe tomorrow or Monday. I don't know, in a couple days. As soon as I get it edited, I'm gonna put it up. I do 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then anything like something like the Force or the camera, stuff like that, I just throw that in the middle in spots. Thanks, Mandrill 2479. I think that's what it says. Oh, you just bought the Tread 2. Tread 2 is cool. I got the Tread 2 on here. I have the XT2 on the Goldwing, but I can take this Tread 2 and I swap it between the Trail 125 and this. It works really good. Yeah, smash the like button on this video. I don't know, we got 8 likes, 12 people on here. I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought there was 8 people on here. So we got 12 people, we should get 12 likes. Uh-oh, when I said that, it dropped down to 8 people on here. They're like, I'm not pushing that like button, I'll get off here before I do that. But smash the like button. People think that it don't mean nothing, but it does. And if you're not signed up for YouTube to where you can comment or push the like button, then it don't help my channel out. Because I'm actually doing full-time YouTube. This is my living now that we moved to Arizona. And it's not much because I'm not a big channel. So any little bit helps. And if you click the like and comment, it actually puts my videos further up in the list. If somebody's searching for 300L, my videos are closer to the top of that list. So it does make a difference, the comments and the likes. Even if it's a bad comment, it still helps. So yeah, like he said, smash that like button. Thank you all for watching, guys. I'm gonna get off here, finish my oil change. I'm tired, ready to go inside. Catch y'all in the next one, guys. Right on.